Hi everybody, this is your boy Al.Williams for real here. You know, I'm presenting this show with the link agency of I Got Something to Say. So happy Thursday. Let's get into the show of my final episode of the season of I Got Something to Say.
As you know, I got something to say. You might like it, you might love it, you might even hate it, but anything you stand by the end. So just comment below.
Guys, you know how do we start the show off? Every time we start, we have to tell you how to join the I Got Something to Say experience. It's very easy to join. You can either follow my personal Instagram at al.williams for real, or you can follow the link agency Instagram and you can actually vote on the topics that we're going to talk about on the show. Now, if you're like me, when you're watching Stars and watching Power and anything like that, you want to see it when it first comes out, as soon as it hits the app. But you can do that on YouTube. You can follow us and you can actually watch our shows at 12 a.m. on Thursday. Isn't that a blessing? Follow our YouTube channel, subscribe, like, and comment on the show. And if you like to travel and like to get out like I do, follow us on our Facebook channel where you can follow our traveling group, or you can follow my Facebook group and be up on what's going on the show and also have some fun with us because we like to have fun with you. We'll see you. Come on, *ᴀᴜ Let's
*ᴅᴜ, the activity associated with the governance of African American lives and or when our culture is entangled in political propaganda with a negative outcome.
*ᴜ is going to be good. Do you remember him? Do you? His name is Steve Bannon. He was one of Trump's best friends. The reason why you should remember him is because January 6th, he's actually been confronted by Congress asking him to come in for questioning because he's, was friends with Trump. Guess who did show up, and guess who's been indicted on contempt of not showing up to... You're not going to go to jail for not just showing up for questioning, are you? Well, honey, he just got pardoned from Trump, if you don't remember. Trump had him walking all out the White House, walking right on out of jail for being pardoned on Trump's last few weeks. Well, baby, it took 2 seconds. He's going right on back to jail on his day off. It was free. You was free, sir. Free. Locked up, they don't let... You know how it go. I mean, since we're already in D.C. talking about Steven, let's go on over into Flint, Michigan, right outside of Detroit. Do you remember when they had that crisis? Well, a judge has settled $600 million for children to be taken care of due to the crisis affecting families and generations to come. They created a actual settlement to actually help those families that are in need. We're going to give you a little update, a long time update. When I first started my show, I used to do this thing called 1619 and all this, talking about World War I and II, and how our brothers and sisters fought in these fights to receive nothing in return, not even the funds or even the name or the rights to even live on the land that they were fighting for. Nonetheless, a bill was just passed. Lawmakers just passed a bill that is going to give World War II Black descendants the funds that they needed and should have received for fighting in the war, the GI bills that they should have received during that time, and repaying the families the money they should have received for being in the actual war itself. Y'all, the fight must keep going because that was World War II. You know how long ago that was? They just paying these families right now. So let's get into my last segment, which is my favorite. Sounds about right. So let's talk about the 2 trials that are going on. Yes, the Kyle Rittenhouse murder trial. And then you had Ahmaud Arbery with the 3 white gentlemen that killed him. Let's start with Kyle. Kyle, this privilege is cute that you're receiving. I mean, as of today, he actually had the dismissal of his possession of a weapon under the age of 18 that he received for even having the weapon in the streets during the protest while they were giving him water and snacks as he killed 2 people at the Black Lives Matter protest. Fortunately, they weren't black, but they were a part of the fight and the culture, and he killed them both and injured one. And they just dismissed his possession of the weapon, meaning they're giving him ample opportunity to have the weapon at the protest. So we should see how this unfolds, but it sounds about right because there's plenty of brothers and sisters in jail right now for that crime. Now, let's get into the Ahmaud Arbery case where these 3 men, white murderers, killed Ahmaud Arbery just running outside. Well, they're now facing court in judgment where the judge is giving them ample opportunity to win this case as usual. But their lawyer is doing some things that are very
Today
racist.
at the trial of the 3 men accused of killing Ahmaud Arbery, a defense lawyer apologized after he said he didn't want any more black pastors in court. That was a reference to Reverend Al Sharpton, who had sat in court with Arbery's family. The lawyer said he was sorry to anyone who was offended.
You know, they had a couple of celeb attorneys and also activists and people, preachers, to be at the courts. During this time, there have not been an interruption of the court, which is why they are allowed to be there. But a lawyer asked the judge not to allow these black preachers and activists to be in the court because they're disruptive and they're bothering their defense and the courtroom. And the judge dismissed it and said they're not